Your family asks you a question in English. You know exactly what you want to say, but what comes out is nothing like what you actually felt inside.
Today, we are closing that gap.
Welcome back, everyone. Today's topic, family conversations. How to talk about your family in English, how to describe the people you love, how to handle the complicated parts, and how to set boundaries when a question feels too personal.
And here is exactly what we are covering today. Step 1, how to describe your family naturally. Step 2, how to talk about difficult family relationships with honesty and grace. Step 3, how to set boundaries in English without sounding cold or rude.
3 steps, deeply practical, all of it real-life English, not textbook language. By the end of this episode, you will have the exact phrases for every family conversation situation. Let's go.
But here is something I need to ask you before we start, and I want you to really think about this.
When you talk about your family in English, are you telling the truth or are you giving the safe, simple postcard version?
Because most people, even in their first language, have two versions of their family. The easy version for strangers, and the version that is actually true. Today, we give you the language for both.
Something happened to me at a work dinner that I think a lot of people will recognize immediately. Someone asked me completely casually, "Do you have siblings?" Simple question. And I said, "Yes, one brother," which is true, but it is about 10% of the truth.
What do you mean, 10%?
I mean, I have one brother who I talk to almost every day, one of my favorite people on earth, but I also grew up in a complicated household. My parents divorced when I was 12. My relationship with my father has been difficult for most of my adult life. My family is warm and loving and genuinely complicated, all at once. None of that came out. I said, one brother, smiled, and moved on.
And the person asking walked away thinking, oh, simple family, neat, uncomplicated. A completely incomplete picture of who you are.
And have you felt that? That moment where someone asks about your family and you give the postcard version, the easy answer, because the real one feels too big or too complicated or too private.
Almost every single person listening right now has felt exactly that. And today, we are going to fix it. And here is where most English learners make their first big mistake. And we'll get to exactly what that mistake is in just a moment. Stay with us.
This next step changes how people see you in English conversations. Let's get into it.
Step 1. How to describe your family in natural, warm, real English. Not a list, not a census, a picture.
Because when someone asks, "Tell me about your family," they do not want names and ages. They want to feel the energy of your family, the warmth, the noise, the love, the particular way your family is yours.
So instead of saying, I have a big family, try this. I come from a pretty big, loud family. There's always someone talking over someone else at dinner, and somehow it never feels like chaos. It just feels like home.
Same information, but now the other person can see it. They can hear it. They can feel it.
And for your mom or your dad, instead of, I am close with my mother, try this. My mom and I talk almost every day. She's one of those people who somehow always knows when something is wrong before I even say anything. That is not just information. That is a real person coming to life in one sentence.
And here's where most English learners make a mistake. They use only adjectives. My brother is kind. My mother is strong. My father is quiet.
Adjectives tell, stories show. The goal is always to show.
Almost nobody learns this next part, but you will today. The most powerful sentence starter for describing a family member is this. She's the kind of person who, or he's always been the one who. Those starters force you to say something specific, and specific is always, always more interesting than general.
You are not protecting yourself by giving the safe version. You are withholding yourself.
Quick practice, right now. Pause this if you need to. Complete this sentence out loud. My family is the kind of family that... Go ahead, say it.
Something like, my family is the kind of family that always has food on the table when you visit, even if they weren't expecting you. Or, My family is the kind of family that argues loudly and forgives quickly. Whatever is true for you.
Say it out loud right now. The first time you say it will feel strange. The second time will feel like yours.
Common mistakes. Step 1. And this one is incredibly widespread.
Most learners say, "My family is very simple." Native speakers almost never say that. Why? Because calling your family simple in English can unintentionally sound dismissive, like you're reducing the people you love to something small.
Instead, say, my family is pretty straightforward, or we're quite a close-knit group. Close-knit is a beautiful phrase. It means tightly connected, like fabric woven together. Warm, specific, natural.
Say what people do, not just what people are.
And here's where it gets interesting, because step 2 is where most conversations either go deep or go nowhere, and almost nobody knows how to navigate it.
Step 2, how to talk about the complicated parts of your family, because not every family is simple, and not every family question is comfortable.
And here's the thing. In English, people are actually much more open about complicated family situations than most learners expect, because every family has complexity, every single one. And when you acknowledge yours honestly, people don't think less of you. They recognize themselves in you.
Here's the phrase that completely changed how I talk about the harder parts of my family story. And when I first heard it, I thought it was strange, but now I use it constantly. Ready?
Go on.
It is complicated, but we make it work.
Say that again.
It is complicated, but we make it work. 4 words of honesty, 4 words of resilience. It is complicated means I am not pretending everything is perfect. But we make it work means I am not a victim of it. I am navigating it. And together, that combination closes the door on frontal probing without being cold or defensive.
And here are more phrases for the moments that need them. My relationship with my father has had its ups and downs, but we're in a better place now than we used to be. Honest about the difficulty, forward-looking, real.
We're not particularly close, but we love each other in our own way. That sentence holds enormous emotional complexity in very simple words. Distance acknowledged, love preserved. Both true at once.
It shaped a lot of who I am. That is how you take something painful and give it meaning without pretending it wasn't hard.
And for when a question feels too personal, it's a bit of a long story. Maybe another time. Gentle, warm, completely respected in English conversation.
Quick practice. Say this out loud. My relationship with blank has had its ups and downs. Fill in the blank. A parent, a sibling, an aunt, whoever is real for you. Say the sentence.
Now add one more line. But we're in a better place now. Or, it has shaped a lot of who I am. Say the whole thing, out loud, right now.
That is a real sentence about a real relationship, and you just said it in English.
Common mistakes. Step 2. These are the phrases that sound wrong even when the learner thinks they sound fine.
Mistake 1. My parents are divorced since 10 years. This is incorrect in English. The correct version is, my parents have been divorced for 10 years. In English, we use have been with for when describing a state that started in the past and continues now. Since is used with a specific point in time, since 2014. For is used with a duration, for 10 years.
Mistake 2, saying we lost contact when you mean the relationship is distant. We lost contact implies you no longer have any way to reach each other, like you lost a phone number. If the relationship is simply not close, say, we're not in regular contact, or we're not particularly close these days.
Mistake 3, and this one is important. When talking about someone who has passed away, many learners say, she is dead, or he died. These are not wrong, but in English conversation, they can sound abrupt and emotionally flat. The most natural, warm, widely used phrase is, we lost her, or he passed away. We lost her when I was young. She was wonderful. That sentence is complete. That sentence is human. Use it.
This next part, step 3, is almost no English course will ever teach you, but you'll use it in every family conversation you ever have.
Step 3. How to set boundaries in English when a family question goes somewhere you're not ready to go. Because some questions are too personal, some moments are too private, and in English you have every right to say so, warmly, gracefully, without any awkwardness.
Here is the key idea. In English, a boundary is not a wall. It's a door with a lock. You're not slamming it shut. You're simply saying, not right now. And there are beautiful, natural ways to do exactly that.
The most universally respected boundary phrase in English is, "It's a bit of a long story, maybe another time." That's it. No explanation required, no apology needed. People respect it instantly because it's warm and it's honest. It acknowledges there's a story, just not one you're sharing right now.
For slightly more personal situations, that's something I tend to keep pretty private, but I appreciate you asking. That phrase is sophisticated. I tend to keep pretty private signals a consistent personal preference, not a rejection of the specific person. I appreciate you asking keeps the warmth. Both together, boundary set, relationship intact.
And for the most delicate moments, when someone asks about children or marriage or a family situation that's genuinely painful, that's a big question for a Tuesday afternoon. That phrase is warm, slightly humorous, and completely graceful. It signals, I see what you're asking, I'm choosing not to go there, and I'm still completely friendly about it.
The beautiful thing about English boundary phrases is that they do the work without drama. No coldness, no tension, no awkwardness, just clarity.
Quick practice. Say this out loud. It's a bit of a long story. Maybe another time. Say it. Then say this one. That's something I tend to keep pretty private. Now say, that's a big question for a Tuesday afternoon. All three. Out loud. Feel how different they are. Feel how none of them are rude.
Those 3 phrases will protect you and preserve the relationship at the same time, every time.
Common mistakes. Step 3. The boundary mistakes that accidentally make things worse.
Mistake 1. Over-explaining. When someone asks a question you do not want to answer, many learners say something like, "Oh, I cannot talk about that because it is very personal and it is a long story, and maybe I will tell you one day, but right now it is not the right time." That is too much. It creates tension. It draws attention to the very thing you did not want to discuss.
The correct move is brevity. It's a bit of a long story, maybe another time. Full stop. Short, clean, warm, done.
Mistake 2. Apologizing for the boundary. "I'm sorry, I don't really want to talk about that." The apology signals guilt, as if setting a boundary is something to be ashamed of. Remove it. "I don't really talk about that much." No apology, no guilt, completely natural.
Your boundary does not need a defense. It just needs delivery.
Let's see the whole episode come together. Same question, same family, 2 completely different conversations.
Someone asks, are you close with your family? Version 1, the compressed postcard version. Yeah, pretty close. It's just me, my parents, and my brother. End of response. Door closed.
Version 2, the open, real, structured version. Close is complicated, I think. My mom and I are incredibly close. We talk almost every day. She always knows when something is wrong before I say anything. My relationship with my dad has had its ups and downs, but we are in a better place now. And my brother, honestly, he is one of my favorite humans. So complicated, but close in all the ways that count.
Same family, same truth. Version 2 lets someone see you, really see you, and that's the beginning of every real friendship.
Complicated, but close in all the ways that count.
Live conversation. I've just met Maya at a conference. We've been talking for 5 minutes. Do you live far from your family?
Pretty far, yeah. I moved countries about 3 years ago. My mom and I talk almost every night, which helps, and my brother is actually not too far from where I am now, which I didn't plan, but I am very grateful for.
Oh, that is lovely. Are you two close?
Very close. He's one of those people I can call at 2 in the morning and he'll pick up. No questions, just there. That kind of close.
That's the best kind.
The best kind, yeah. What about you? Is your family nearby?
Mine is spread out. My parents are in the north of England, my sister is in Australia, so Christmas is always a logistical challenge.
A logistical challenge. Is it strange having her that far away?
It was at first. Now it means we have very intentional conversations rather than lazy ones. We actually talk properly, which I think might be better, honestly.
Notice what just happened. Both of us shared real things, real details. Distance, 2 in the morning phone calls, a sister in Australia, intentional conversations. None of it was dramatic. All of it was specific, and specific every time is what opens a conversation up.
That's the rhythm of a real family conversation in English. Honest, specific, warm, always moving forward.
When you talk about your family, really talk about them, you are giving someone a map of you. You are showing them where you came from, what you value, what shaped you, what you carry. And that map is the fastest route to genuine human connection that exists.
And when you compress your family into pretty close, just the four of us, you're not protecting yourself. You're withholding yourself. You're keeping someone at the surface when they were ready to go deeper.
You have control over how deep you go, and today you have the vocabulary to exercise that control with confidence, warmth, and your full self intact.
Stop. Think about one family member, just one, who genuinely matters to you.
Now say one sentence about them, not their name or their age, who they are. Something like, "My grandmother is one of the most quietly strong people I have ever met." Or, "My brother has this ability to make any situation feel less serious than it is."
Say that sentence out loud right now, in English. Let it exist in the air.
That sentence, whatever yours is a piece of who you are. Use it the next time someone asks about your family.
The phrases from today, organized by step. Keep these close.
Step 1. Describing your family. I come from a pretty big, loud family. It always felt like home. My mom and I talk almost every day. She always knows when something is wrong. My brother is one of my favorite humans. She is the kind of person who... We're quite a close-knit group.
Step 2. Navigating difficult relationships. It is complicated, but we make it work. My relationship with my dad has had its ups and downs. We're in a better place now than we used to be. We're not particularly close, but we love each other in our own way. It shaped a lot of who I am. We lost her when I was young. She was wonderful.
Step 3. Setting boundaries. It's a bit of a long story, maybe another time. That's something I tend to keep pretty private. That's a big question for a Tuesday afternoon.
3 speeds. Slow, so you hear every word. Natural, the speed of normal conversation. Fast, real-life speed, the pace you will actually hear it used. Phrase 1. It is complicated, but we make it work. It is complicated, but we make it work. It is complicated, but we make it work. It's complicated, but we make it work.
Phrase 2. My relationship with him has had its ups and downs. My relationship with him has had its ups and downs. My relationship with him has had its ups and downs. My relationship with him has had its ups and downs.
Phrase 3. We're in a better place now than we used to be. We're in a better place now than we used to be. We're in a better place now than we used to be. We're in a better place now than we used to be.
Phrase 4. He is one of those people I can call at 2 in the morning. He's one of those people I can call at 2 in the morning. He's one of those people I can call at 2 in the morning. He's one of those people I can call at 2 in the morning.
Phrase 5. It's a bit of a long story, maybe another time. It's a bit of a long story, maybe another time. It's a bit of a long story, maybe another time. It's a bit of a long story, maybe another time.
Phrase 6. She is the kind of person who always knows when something is wrong. She is the kind of person who always knows when something is wrong. She's the kind of person who always knows when something is wrong. She's the kind of person who always knows when something is wrong.
Phrase 7. We're not particularly close, but we love each other in our own way. We're not particularly close, but we love each other in our own way. We're not particularly close, but we love each other in our own way. We're not particularly close, but we love each other in our own way.
Phrase 8. Complicated but close in all the ways that count. Complicated but close in all the ways that count. Complicated but close in all the ways that count. Complicated but close in all the ways that count.
3 speeds, because that last speed, the fast one, is the one you'll actually hear in real life. Train your ear for it now.
2 listener questions this week. First one is from Priya, who writes, "My family situation is very different from what people in English-speaking countries expect. I have a joint family. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, all living together. People look confused when I explain it. How do I describe it naturally?"
Priya, the key is to lead with the feeling, not the structure. Instead of starting with logistics, we have 12 people in one house, start with what it means. I grew up in a joint family, so there were grandparents and cousins around. The house was always full. I was never really alone. It is loud and sometimes chaotic, and I would not trade it for anything. That description gives someone the emotional texture of your experience, and emotional texture connects every time.
And here's the phrase to use if someone asks a clumsy follow-up like, "Isn't that crowded?" Simply say, "It can be, but mostly it just feels like home." Warm, closed, done, forward.
Second question from David. My parents do not speak English. When English-speaking friends ask about them, I never know how to explain that my family life is in a completely different language. How do I say this?
David, say it exactly as it is and frame it with pride, not apology. My parents and I speak our own language at home. English is kind of my outside world language. So my family life and my English life are a little separate, which is actually quite interesting to navigate. The phrase outside world language is honest, specific, and quite fascinating. It won't make people think less of your family. It will make them genuinely curious about your experience.
You're not describing a deficiency, David. You're describing one of the most interesting and increasingly common human experiences on Earth. Carry it that way. People will respond exactly to the energy you bring to it.
So, back to Maya. The work dinner. Do you have siblings? Yes, one brother. 10% of the truth.
Same dinner, same question. This time, I do. One brother who I'm incredibly close to. We grew up in a complicated household, honestly. My parents divorced when I was 12, and it was hard for a while. But my brother and I came through it really close, like 2 a.m. phone call close. He's one of my favorite people.
And what did she say? She said, "My parents divorced when I was 9. I know exactly what you mean." And we talked for an hour. And she's still one of my closest friends today.
The postcard version would have ended that conversation in 30 seconds.
One honest sentence. That is all it took.
Here's your challenge, and this one is specific, because specific gets results.
In the comments below, write one sentence about a family member using this exact structure. My blank is the kind of person who... Fill it in. Write a real sentence about a real person who matters to you.
We will read every single one, and we will reply to as many as we can. Your sentence matters, and it might be exactly what another learner needed to see to take their own first step.
And share this episode with one person in your life who is learning English and who carries their family story in a language they are still finding their way in. One share from you could unlock someone else's voice.
If you are not yet part of our daily practice, join us, subscribe, come back tomorrow. Every episode, we take one real conversation situation from your actual life and give you everything you need to handle it with warmth, confidence, and your full self intact.
We are here every day, and we want you here with us.
In our next episode, giving and receiving compliments in English. What to say when someone praises you, why most people accidentally shut the conversation down when they receive a compliment, and the exact response that turns a 1-second exchange into a real connection.
Compliments are not vanity. They are one of the most powerful relationship-building tools in English, and almost nobody uses them correctly. We will show you exactly how.
Do not miss that one.
Until then, write your sentence in the comments. My blank is the kind of person who. Let someone see your family today. In English. For real.
Take care, everyone.
See you tomorrow.